My prediction with this shoe is it is going to absolutely scorch my leaderboard. So the price, the weight, the ride. So a couple runs done and dusted in this shoe. Now this is the Puma Velocity Nitro 4 and these are my first impressions. But before we get into it, and if you guys haven't done so already and you want to support this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And with the specs, so this one is a neutral daily trainer and you're going to be able to pick it up in Australia for only $180 or $140 in the US. Now in the weight, really lightweight package here, especially for a daily trainer. So 225 grams, 7.9 ounces. Now that's in my size, a US 8.5. And in the stack, we got 36 in the rear, 26 in the front, and that's going to give us a 10mm drop. And in the upper, so the material that they're using here is what they call a engineered knit. It does look a bit more like a traditional mesh. Breathability is pretty good here, especially through the toe box. The material itself, it's quite light, it's flexible, reinforced by some power tape in other parts of the shoe. Now we got a really solid heel counter at the back, a nice little Achilles flare, a plush amount of padding around the heel collar, but we've got a pretty thin tongue that is gusseted, but the tongue is lightly padded as well. It's got a cool little wing fit cut at the top as well, helps it sit nice and flat on top of the foot. Standard eyelets down either side, reinforced. No issues with these shoelaces coming undone. The midfoot lockdown, really good, really tight in there, very secure. No heel slippage at the back. In the fit though, so true to size in the length, but I'm going to say it's probably on the narrow side in the toe box, and the toe box volume is really low. And it's also quite tight as well through the midfoot around here near the arch. So if you've got a foot with a fair bit of volume, it's a bit chunky, then I think this shoe, you may want to go up half a size in this shoe. Build quality, I'm going to say it is a step down from the other Puma daily trainers on the market, but it still looks pretty good to me. And stepping comfort, not too bad as well. And in the outsole, so we've got their market leading Puma grip. Segmented design here in the bottom as well, just what I like to see, just so it's not constricting the midsole. So it's a really thick lathering here of the Puma grip, but just that's what you need in your daily trainer to boost the durability of the shoe. So a couple of big segments here in the rear and nicely spread out there in the forefoot. Now we've got a lot of exposed foam here as well through the middle of the shoe, and they've got a bit of a groove through the middle of the shoe there as well, just to add a little bit more bounce to the ride. Now how does the outsole perform? So just a couple runs already, but in the wet conditions, Puma grip, it is excellent. It doesn't falter even while sprinting up hills in this shoe. It's locked in, good to go. And this Puma grip, durability, there is not an issue with it at all either. And in the midsole, very simple design going here, just one slab of that nitro foam. Now it is a different formulation, I believe, that they're using in the brand new Magnify. It's not as soft and it's not as spongy as that. It certainly feels much more like the traditional nitro foam that they've probably used in other models. So no plate or anything in this shoe. Flexibility wise, it's a flexible shoe, quite nice. A little bit of twist there through the shoe. And in the geometry department, not much of a forefoot rocker going on here. I'm going to say the geometry is very traditional. And in the ride, well, the first word that is coming to mind here is lively. So springy, especially up through the forefoot. So nice and comfortable though, if you want to go slow. There's still a lot of softness in the rear. There's a bit of sink, but it's got a responsive bounce. Even though it's got a little bit of sink, this foam, yeah, it's a responsive bounce. It's a lively bounce, a springy bounce. So very nice ride, very impressive, especially on my first run. So I was actually only planning to use this shoe on the warm up in the cool down. However, this shoe won me over really quickly. And I just decided to use it for my hill rep. So sprints up the hill, and it was in the wet as well. And yeah, this shoe did not let me down. It's got some great responsiveness. Nice and light on the foot as well. Feels super nimble, very flexible, very natural. But man, it's got some up and go. But still, again, really happy just to cruise along at that jogging pace as well. And I didn't find the ride unstable at all. So what I'm liking in this shoe so far is a lot of things. So I love the price, I love the ride, I love the weight and I love the grip. Yeah, lots of things to like here. And what I'm still figuring out is just the fit of the shoe. So why create the shoe with such low volume in the toe box? I just love to see it a little bit more accommodating, especially through the midfoot and that toe box area. And just wrapping up my first impressions here, well, I have to admit that I wasn't super excited to test and run in this shoe, and it's just because I really didn't get along with the magnifier. So a 10mm drop, that nitro foam, traditional geometry, it doesn't usually suit the way that I like to run in the ride that I like. However, I'm super glad I bit the bullet, got the shoe, because yeah, this is nice. So it is heaps better than the magnifier for me. So the 10mm drop doesn't bother me here. The traditional geometry doesn't bother me. The ride is really nice. As I said, it is lively and it's so versatile. And at the price point, there is nothing that comes close to this thing. So my prediction with this shoe is it is going to absolutely scorch my leaderboard. So the price, the weight, the ride, man, yeah, I can see this thing scoring super high. But it's still early days. My opinions could change. I can get super excited at the start when I get a shoe, and then my love for the shoe may die down, but hopefully that doesn't happen here. So far, so good. Amazing shoe, crazy price, and that's it. So any questions you got regarding this shoe, how it relates to anything else, hit me up in the comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.